Greetings and salutations, people. My name is Ryan. I'm originally from New York. Um, Now, for starters, this video isn't in any way an instruction manual on how to astral project. It is just me sharing my experience with people. Um, so for years, I have been yearning for some type of knowledge outside of the human existence. I would always watch NDE videos, near death experiences where people have actually clinically died and they've experienced certain things. Now, me and my understanding to the human flesh, and I know there's so much more to conceptualize, but most of us never get the chance to experience that until we actually die. Now, for years since 2013, I've been trying certain tactics. I've tried meditation. I've tried listening to binaural beats. I've tried so many things to have this OBE experience. It would never work. So to some extent, I had just threw my hands up and just figured, oh, just this is just fugazi. This is just silliness. Fast forward, last year of May of last year, 2023. I wake up in my bedroom upstairs and I'm thirsty just like anyone else would be. I go downstairs for a cup of water. Now I'm going to be so vividly detailed because I want you guys to visualize exactly what I'm saying. I go downstairs for a cup of water, put exactly 3 ice cubes within this cup. I go upstairs, I sit up, take 2 sips, put the cup on the side of my bed, I lay back down. Now, as I'm laying down, I'm in this REM sleep to where I'm awake, but I'm asleep. My mind is moving, but my body is in complete subtleness. I'm just at complete ease. Um, but I want to go back to sleep, so I'm counting from 100 back up until I hit around 60, the 60 mark. I begin to feel this warm, tingling sensation from the bottom of my soles that's traveling. It's making its way up my body. At first, I'm not quite thinking of anything about this. I'm just saying, well, this is super relaxation, if anything. Um, till it somewhat reaches midway in my body. When it hits around my abdomen area, my bed begins to tremble, almost like someone is at the end of your bed shaking it subtly. As this is all going on simultaneously. So the feeling is still going through my body. Now my bed begins to tremble. Within that, I hear a noise, but the noise isn't coming from outside. The noise is from within. It's so weird to hear a noise within yourself, and it's not coming from an external source. It's almost like a whistle, like not a, but it gets stronger and stronger and stronger, almost like a hertz. If I can compare it to anything, like a hertz. Now, this is all going on simultaneously. Now I'm somewhat scared, but intrigued because I have the thought that if astral projection is what I think it is, I believe this is the process. So I'm like, should I move my body? Should I do something to wait, stop it? I just let it happen. As it arises and reaches my cranium, the vibration still going on, the noise going on, gets louder and louder and louder. All of a sudden, there's this pop. But it's a much louder pop, but it sounds something very similar, almost like blowing a piece of bubble gum. When you hear this pop, it's such a disconnection. Like I said, it's like taking a glove off your hand and feeling the nakedness of your hand. It's like your spirit is naked, and It's such a weird feeling to hear the pop. Like if your arm comes out of socket and you pop it back in place, it's weird. It's a weird feeling. When I hear this pop out of nowhere, I am lingering over my body. I am looking at myself lay down, but it's almost like how they say God is knowing and we all have God within us. You just know. I just knew I wasn't dead. I just knew it. But I was terrified. And immediately, it's like your thoughts are what you are. This is why they say you are your thoughts. I immediately thought of being back in my body because I was so terrified but intrigued. And at that moment, I'm back in my body. But the vibration and everything is still going on. It's like it didn't stop. So I used that to my advantage and I said, calm myself, think of myself being back out. Immediately, I was back out of my body. I'm now looking again over my body. Now I'm so giddy and intense. Mind you, I have no body. There's no body. This is pure consciousness. So everything around me looks like an orange hue. Like if you ever watch a BET movie when it first comes on, how it looks orange and it's that slow picture of a house, but it was like that. Everything is like I can move my head fast, but it takes time for my eyes to catch up with it. And everything is orange. I immediately thought about being in my house, certain rooms. Thought about being in my mother's room. I'm now standing in front of my mother as consciousness, watching her sleep with a cup of Pepsi next to her bed. I'm in my mind like, this is fucking cool. This is fucking cool. Immediately after that thought, I thought of being upstairs in my room again. I'm now upstairs in my room again. I'm just lingering, looking around. I thought about seeing out. See, most people, they don't travel outside. But I was so enticed, I just immediately had the thought of being outside. And I'm now walking down, or how it's tilted, or how I'm looking. I'm moving down the side of my house, look in my backyard, and like I said, everything is an orange hue. It looks like a still picture, but you're the only thing moving. At that point, I immediately thought of seeing my neighbor. I don't know why he came to mind. My neighbor's name is Stony. I've never been in his house before. Thought of seeing him. I'm now like by his kitchen window and he's getting ready for work. His wife passes the kitchen wearing a red nightgown. It's like everything I'm receiving is like I'm here and not here. I immediately had the thought of looking over my community, just seeing everything. At that point, I'm looking at an aerial vision, from an aerial view, looking at everything. The wind, the stars, the feeling was so enticing. I felt more air and energy and alive than I did in an actual body. I can feel wind on me and I have no vessel. It was so crazy. But the longer I stayed away from my body, the more nerve-wracking it became. It was like something was watching me and I couldn't, it was invisible. But you get this feeling that something is watching you. I immediately thought about being back in my room. Not immediately back in my body, but back in my room. So now, at this point, I'm somewhat hesitant because I'm enjoying it, but I know I have to try this again on a different plane. And I thought about being back in my body. I'm back in. I immediately sit up, jerk. First thing I did, I looked down at the cup of water that was sitting there. Still had the same 3 ice cubes. I said, it just happened. I had an astral projection. I immediately ran straight downstairs, knocked on my mother's door, woke her up, and explained exactly what happened, step by step. At first, she looked at me like I was crazy, like, okay, you probably were dreaming. No. Wasn't a lucid dream, wasn't a dream. This just happened. This just happened. I was here watching you. I said, I guarantee you got a cup of Pepsi on the other side of your bed. And my mom sleeps with her room door locked. And she looks over, and there was a cup of Pepsi at the side of her bed. That is what kind of made her, oh, wow. Tell me a little bit more about this, but let me go back to sleep and I'll wake up. So we spoke about it again the next morning. I can tell you guys, from May of last year, I have never looked at life the same again. You know, it's like you have a knowing. We are much bigger than the flesh, the bodies that we're in, the things we speak of, even the deaths that happen around us. People are alive, guys. People are alive. They are more alive than we are. It's something that I wish every human could have the experience, but unless you've anticipated this thing, it will scare the life out of you. I don't care how many people say the only thing you have to do is that no one can prepare for that. And I can assure you that it's nothing you can prepare for. I say that to say this. If you are studying this and it's never happened, just take your time. Keep it in the forefront of your mind. Because when it comes, it's going to be so unexpected. And you're going to be so fearful of it. Might be enticed. But it'll come. For all of the people that it's happened to in this community, the astral projection community, share your stories and let people know what you've been through, because others need to know there's much more to life than what we know. Salutations. You guys have a good one.